Okay. Hello. And for once, the phone isn't complaining about the orientation. Can't be bad. Of course, I'm not on the screen. There we go. Okay, folks. We'll just wait a few minutes for people to arrive. Just drink of coffee. Hopefully a relatively short stream today. An uneventful week in many ways. Okay, folks. This is TrampCast, episode 43, Sunday, September the 1st, 2024. I am Delta Mike, and the program is Down and Out in Torrevieja, or the channel, Down and Out in Torrevieja. Down and out, a tramp, a hobo, a vagrant, an indigent person, a person of no fixed abode, a bum, some might say, someone who sleeps rough, or on the streets, or in my case, in a field. Okay, we're just waiting for people to arrive. Off to a slow start. Thumbs up, folks, if you would. Feel free to share this out there. Let other people know. Something I didn't do this week, which is probably why we're off to a slow start. I didn't tweet this out or share this widely via YouTube's community features. Feel free to say hello in the chat. This week I have a chance of being able to see you because no black overlay over the screen. I've actually got no complaints about screen orientation. Of course, I'm competing with sunlight here in Spain, so so my screen will be somewhat dark in appearance to me, but no additional dark overlays from the YouTube gods. Let's say hello to Tina, shall we? There's my girl. Hey, Tina. Yeah, having your food and a drink of water. That's my girl. Okay, folks, subscribe if you haven't already. Apparently, 60% of people who watch this program don't subscribe, aren't subscribed. It's a little thing for you to do, but it makes a big difference for people like me and channels like mine. And it does help you to come back and see the see future shows or videos that I put out. Likewise, hitting the bell icon so that you can customize your level of notification. Okay, folks. As I said, it's only going to be a short program this week. I've only got half a page of notes, really. Even the numbers section isn't very long this time. Likewise, the thank you section is brief. Just 3 people, I think, although I owe them multiple thanks each. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. As I said, this is episode 43 of TrampCast, where we look at the successes, the failures, and the other happenings in my life as a homeless guy, a tramp, a hobo, and that big long list of words that are synonyms for such. As I said, folks, this is episode 43, and therefore we're going to look at the number 43 and some facts about the number 43. There aren't many. Hang with me. The number 43 is prime, indivisible by any other numbers other than 1 and itself. the Roman conquest of Britain is thought to have started in AD 43, which ties in with the formation, we believe, of the city of Londinium, now known as London, again in AD 43. They probably had a towns and villages on the same site prior to that, but the Romans keep records, don't they? So we have Rome's still in charge of this realm in many ways. Yeah. Okay. The Church of England. We'll keep on with religion, I guess, for a second. The Church of England is noted to have 43 cathedrals. Now, over in America, Idaho was the 43rd state to join the Union. What else we got? Not much to go at now. Beowulf, the epic poem, has 43 verses. Now, the only other one I've got here is, and I'd never heard of this one in my life until today, but on the periodic table, atomic number 43, technetium, which has the symbols Tc. And this one is a radioactive element. All of its isotopes are radioactive. Doesn't occur much in nature. It's where it does occur, it tends to be locked up with uranium ore. So most production is artificial, which is actually where the name comes from. The Greek word teknetos, which means artificial, because all clear elements of this, all pure elements of this are manufactured. Basically, they saw a gap in the periodic table. Mendeleev, that drew up the periodic table, the early draft, spotted the gap where it should be, and from that he deduced what many of its properties should be. And as I said, it's not an easy one to come by, so it tends to be created artificially. It's used in nuclear medicine, in particular in cancer diagnosis, scanners and all that MRI type stuff. So there you go. That was the number 43. That's the numbers for this week, folks. As I said, not much to go at, and I think we'll find most of this episode will be the same. It's been a quiet week. So yeah, we now come to the thank yous. Episode 43, these are the thank yous for this week. There were no PayPal donations this week. Again, quiet week. But I've had a lot of help from some regular names that you'll hear on the channel, although they're all going home. Tom, Karen and Ismo visited me a couple of times each this week, and we'll get, during the details of the week, we'll get some more details on this. But for one reason or another, everybody's going home. Everybody's abandoning me again. Not quite true. Got a few more friends arriving in country presently. And my mate Sven, who was driving down, if you remember last Sunday, Sven was driving down and he arrived and has been in touch. But that basically, guys, I mean, without me giving away all the details of what everybody did for me this week, which we'll get to during the days, those are the thank yous. It's just a quick, straightforward get on with it kind of thing this week. In terms of the themes, which we would normally have a section explaining the themes of the week, the heat. We had a thunderstorm at one point, so the weather, because my tent, the door on my tent doesn't fasten at the minute. It's gone a few times in the past, and it's been a simple case of squeezing the mechanism with a pair of pliers and making it so that the runner, so that the fastener pushes interlocks the keys, the teeth together properly. Well, for some reason this time when I've tried it, that hasn't worked. So I was left through a thunderstorm with my door open, basically. All I could do was run the fastener across the top so it held the door at one point, try and velcro it at another point, and then just make sure that there's nothing just inside the door where the rain's going to come in. But it wasn't, as Spanish thunderstorms go, it wasn't that severe an event. Went on for a few hours, but it was more noise than rain, apart from maybe for the odd hour. So it wasn't too bad. But in terms of themes for the week, it's been a quiet week, guys. A little bit, I'm not going to say boring, because I have my battles still to survive the heat. But how many times can I keep talking about that? So we'll push on. There's no real themes. We'll just go straight into the week's events. I expect I'll get you out of here within the hour this week, unless somebody comes up with some talking points that I haven't thought of. Quick swig of coffee. I think I will have spent longer preparing these notes this morning than I will talking about them with you here now. So, the week proper. We begin, as we often do, with last Sunday after the TrampCast finished. And after a quick dog walk, straight inside the tent. Flies, if you can see now, the flies are a bloody nuisance. And in the next hour or so, they'll just get worse. And at this time of year, they get particularly bitey. So for that hour or two, either side of it going dark, we're better off inside the tent with the fly screens closed and just keep away from the things. So I did last Sunday night. I did what I've done, become a habit now, I guess. I watched the TrampCast back just to see how bad. Not really to see how bad it was, but just to get an idea of of where the different sections are, so that I can do the proper timestamps, do the chapters, and clip the programs for release, which I don't think I'll be doing this week, but clipping out the separate sections. But oh, that was right. I did the timestamps straight away on the Sunday while I was watching it there and then, and inserted them into the description of the video. But what I didn't realise was there's a 5,000 character limit when you're creating a video or editing a video on YouTube, when you edit the description. And the timestamp plus my list of videos from that week and other bits and pieces was too long. I couldn't save the video. I had to delete some of my standard blurb. So if you ever look in the description at the bottom, you'll see that I list my various playlists. So my videos are organised into groups, into categories, playlists. And those are listed in the descriptions of almost every video. But I had to delete them because I ran up against this character limit. I think that was a first. Such is life. But that was it, guys. That was Sunday night, as exciting as it sounds. A dog walk, avoiding flies, and watching back the TrampCast that I just recorded, and editing the chapters, the timestamps and descriptions. So into Monday, and I made a decision early on that I was going to cook jacket potatoes, and I do that in my slow cooker using the electricity from the solar panel. But that means balancing my power needs all day. How much power I can put into the cool box versus the slow cooker versus the electric fan that I've been using the last couple of weeks to try and keep cool. It has been a lifesaver, that fan. It's broken to bits, and it you know, we only have to look at it to knock it over. It's unstable as hell. More and more bits of plastic falling off it all the time. But I've just never seen one of these fans of this design before. Just a cylinder that rotates internally rather than having the blades on the outside. So that's been a revelation. But managing the power between the fan, the cool box, and the slow cooker, it's a bit tricky. And that gave me problems later on. Later in the week. So yeah, cooking the jacket potatoes, it's not exactly a time-intensive job. I put them inside the slow cooker, cover everything with tin foil, and it's just a case of turning the slow cooker on and off at times, or occasionally moving it up to high power rather than low. But that drains my power too quickly, and as I said, managing power is the name of the game at the minute. So it takes a long time. It is a slow cooker, and I do fill it with potatoes and a couple of onions with the skins on, just to kind of roast or bake. But it's a time-consuming process. Things aren't ready until 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, so they can be cooking basically for 7 or 8 hours. As I said, I'll do it on high power, and then I might have to turn it off for an hour. Let the battery recharge in the EcoFlow, or put the power through the cool box, or to me on the fan. It's tricky. It's tricky. So yeah, put them in. I then spent the rest of the day, or most of the rest of the day, clipping the videos, and no, I didn't. I've gone ahead a day. I did. I mean, I was clipping the videos. I on the Monday, I take the whole video and chop it up into the separate sections that are going to be released as videos. But I didn't finish editing there and then. That's a rough edit that then gets looked at another day later. Now that night, Monday night, so as I said, I cooked all day. I ate a couple of jacket potatoes, and that night I recorded three more chapters for the audiobook that I'm experimenting with, for the 3 Men in a Boat audiobook that I'm releasing. But here's the thing. So I've recorded 2 chapters. It's like 3 in the morning, so it's nice and quiet. The cicadas have shut up. There's no cars coming past, or not many. So and the dog's not being too much of a nuisance. So I record the 3 chapters, and I discover after I've done the 3rd one that I've had my finger over the microphone slot while I'm trying to hold the phone. I've accidentally had my finger over the microphone slot on the bottom of the phone for half of the 3rd chapter that I was recording. So I've got to go back and record I think most chapters are about 20-25 minutes. I got to go back and insert a 10-minute segment into the middle of that at some point. I was just struggling to hold the phone, and my little finger ended up with the phone balanced on it, but went right where the microphone slot is. I'll have to remember not to do that next time. I don't know. So that was Monday night into Tuesday morning. Now, I'd cooked jacket potatoes on the Monday, but on the Tuesday I decided I wanted to do something a little bit more adventurous. It's not exactly adventurous, but I decided I was going to do a spag bol. Now, some of my previous cooking attempts, I struggled with the lentils until one of you guys gave me a bit of advice and told me not to try cooking the lentils in the tomato sauce, to cook them first just in water, because something about the acids in the tomatoes hinders the initial cooking process of the lentils. So I decided to do the lentils just on their own, just with water. I didn't even put a stock cube in or anything, just literally water. So this was the pattern for the day. I was going to do, I did the lentils for 3 hours, then I took those out of the slow cooker and I put onions in, and I did those on their own for 2 hours, and then I put everything in together and set that going for the rest of the day. And this is where I spent the afternoon properly clipping the videos and preparing videos for release. And I think I released chapter 3 of 3 Men in a Boat at this point. But then somehow I fell asleep on the bed, and I woke up at 10 p.m. and obviously all my doors and everything wide open and flies everywhere because I'd not had the fly screens closed. Had it all maximally open for breeze. But here's the thing, I'd left the slow cooker plugged in and the inverter on, and the EcoFlow was down literally to 0%, which it should never do. It's set to turn off at 20%, so that I've always got enough power for charging phones and lights and head torches and, you know, whatever else I might need. But this thing went right down to 0, which was a bit of a concern. And yeah, it just shouldn't happen. Even though I've left something plugged in and running, it should have just turned off when it hit 20%. So that's a bit of a worry. But my food was all cooked, everything was ready, so I brought all that in, took the dog for a walk, and sat down and had spag bol at 10:30 or thereabouts at night. Yeah, but that EcoFlow thing, don't know how it happened or why it happened, but I'll have to watch that in future. Fortunately, my phone had enough power to get through the night, and I do have a power bank that I could use in an emergency. But it is a worry, but as long as I've got ways around it, ways of surviving, ways of coping. I have in the past, I mean, last winter I struggled for power, if you remember. At times I was struggling for power, and I learnt that I could download a video, set it to play and turn the screen off and leave it playing, and put my phone into one of the, it has 2 power saving states, 2 low power brackets, and so I can get by on about a 20% charge on the phone overnight, and still have entertainment of some sort. But it's not my preferred way to be. I prefer not to be battling for power. That was the whole point of getting the EcoFlow and the 100-watt solar panel and all the other bits that we've added to it over time with help from people like Karen, who bought me the slow cooker and helped me with the cool box and, well, everything electrical that I use now. The way that I've built these things up. King of the Tramps, somebody once called me. King of the Tramps. Maybe. So yeah, there I was. I've got electric light, you know, I've got battery powered lights, rechargeable batteries. I've got my spag bol. So I had food, I had light, and I had entertainment. What more do you want? What more do you want? But this was where I decided, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, overnight, decided that YouTube really hates me at the minute. Really hates me. Every time I get up around 1,115 subscribers, I lose 4 or 5. Gradually get them back, lose them. And I think now I might be below 1110, 1110. I know that last night I was somewhere down there. I might even have been on 1109 last night. So that's not good. I don't know. I don't know if it's YouTube that hates me or you guys. My coffee's getting warm in the sun. Okay, Wednesday morning, guys. Wednesday morning. And my top priority is to get this EcoFlow charged up again. So for anyone who doesn't know, the EcoFlow is like a big battery bank. It's like a generator, but without the petrol engine or diesel engine. Plug a solar panel in, it stores the power, and then it gives it out to me in 3 forms: USB, 12 volt car jack, and 230 volts AC, proper normal electric plug, which is how I power some of my different devices. The cool box will work from either the 12 volts or the 230 volts. The electric fan needs the AC, and yeah, the slow cooker needs the 230 volts AC. So yeah, my priority was to get that charged up. So I didn't even put the fan on in the morning to begin with. I sat there as the sun comes up and shines on the tent, and the tent gets really warm. Recently, since I've had this fan, I've been putting that on to try and keep it cooler longer in there. But my priority was to get the EcoFlow up and charged above 50%, and then we'd see where we go from there. Like I said, it's not supposed to go totally empty. I have it set to turn off at 20%, and it just didn't. Not good. Not good. But I've got a big pot of spag bol to get through, and it's going to need eating that day. Food here will only last really 24 hours, maybe 36 at a push, even with the cool box. So once you've cooked a big pan of spag bol, you've got to get on with it. So that was my other priority for the day, to not let food go to waste. It's kind of a race against time to eat the food before it goes off, so that you're not wasting anything. So Wednesday was also this. Karen came around, my friend Karen, who'd taken my washing away a few days earlier. She came back and brought my clean clothes back, which, as I've explained, guys, if I wash by hand here, I'm going to go through bottles and bottles of water. Tina girl, Tina, stop it. My 8-litre bottles of water won't go very far when it comes to cleaning a bag of clothes or bedding or towels. So Karen kindly volunteered to take those away and give them a wash for me. So here she is on Wednesday bringing them back. And the rest of my day was spent managing the EcoFlow, getting the power up and using some power for some things, like the cool box needed using. But YouTube videos, I've gone into I'm going to say a black hole with cookery videos and what are called reaction videos, which is where you watch someone watching someone else's video. So we've got these ones where chefs, there's a guy, he's actually a comedian. The character he plays is called Uncle Roger, and he basically dissects Jamie Oliver or Gordon Ramsay videos and a few others and pulls them to bits, especially when they're cooking Asian food. The guy's of Chinese or Asian descent, I don't know the specifics, but it turns out that whenever we've been watching British chefs on TV cooking anything Asian, Nigella as well, they haven't been doing a good job. How do Stitch? Turns out that these British chefs haven't been doing a good job of teaching us how to cook Asian food. And this guy pulls them apart, but then I'm watching other people watch his reaction to the Nigellas and the Gordon Ramsays and the rest. I've gone really down a deep hole of just watching these cookery videos. Quite entertaining, but I need to pull up out of this deep dive and put some time into somewhere else or something else, I think. I've gone too far down a black hole with them. But that was the rest of my Wednesday, watching videos and just managing the EcoFlow, trying to get that back up. And in the end, I got to 97% charge. And I just wanted to watch it and make sure it didn't drain. I read some reports recently of someone leaving their EcoFlow connected to solar panels overnight and it totally draining the battery. Like there was some sort of reverse charge going on, like the battery was powering the solar panel, which can happen if you don't have diodes in the right place or in the right way with your solar panels. They can actually drain batteries. So I was just trying to keep an eye and make sure this wasn't happening because of my concern with what had happened the day before. But it was all okay. Now Thursday, I haven't really got anything in the way of notes here, not much at all. My friend Ismo called around briefly, said hello, and we were planning on doing something on the Friday, which we did. Yeah, so basically, apart from my friend Ismo visiting, my only other note for the day is Tom came around just around dark. Just as the flies are stopping being so aggressive, just after dark. We get the back end of them, but he came round and brought a bottle of cold beer. But he brought me burgers and burgers and gravy and mashed potato. So we sat out here and ate and drank and just chatted for an hour and a half. So that was nice. As I said though, all my friends are going home. Tom's heading off back next week. Ismo as well. And Karen's already gone, which we'll get to momentarily. Yeah, so that basically those are my only notes for Thursday. So you can guess it was just a long, quiet. Now it was a cloudy day. We've had a few cloudy days here at the back end of the week. I didn't really make a note of Wednesday, but I have a suspicion Wednesday was cloudy as well. But I think Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday morning. Although Friday we're just coming to Friday was a little bit changeable, and not always in a good way. So my doggie gets me up at 3 AM for a dog walk. See if we can show her. No, is the phone not taking my click? Come on, it's not been in the sun. Sorry folks, I want to show you her again, but this phone is just not having any of it. Sorry. But yeah, she suddenly got up, started panting and licking my face at 3 in the morning, which is a sign that she's not going to stay seated any longer. She wants to get up and go. She needs to go do her things. So okay, there we go. Dog walk, 3 in the morning. And now I'm awake. Now I'm awake. More cookery videos. Just watching the bloody cookery videos. And this was the one. This knocked me for 6. This almost got me crying. So I've watched a couple of. Well, I've watched a lot of videos with this one guy reacting to other people, and one of the people in the video that he's watching, he says, oh, and if you would go over and have a read of this guy. This guy's got a GoFundMe because he's having a bit of a hard time at the minute. And I was a bit blasé, a bit flippant. My initial thought was, yeah, you and me both, mate. But then I went over there and had a little read. The guy needs a heart transplant. So you've been watching a video that's had these, I think it's an Epicurious video where they have 3 levels of chef, like a home cook, Well, they have a total amateur, then a supposedly good home cook, and then a chef, all cooking with similar ingredients, kind of thing. So I've watched this guy on these videos a few times, but when the chef that I'm watching, James Mackinson, not quite sure of his pronunciation, but when he says go on over and have a look at this guy's GoFundMe, he's not having an easy time at the minute. And my initial flippant reaction, yeah, you and me both, mate. But no, makes you realise there's always somebody worse off than you. Even though the guy's, probably living in a nice house and got a job and got money, and I'm in a tent in a field, and things are not exactly going well. There's always someone worse off in some way. Kind of makes you stop and think. And I'm not in a position to help other than passing on the link, I guess, which I've done already, I think via Twitter. But I'll maybe add a link to the guy's GoFundMe in the description and in the pinned comment afterwards. And if anybody wants to take a look and send a few pounds, euros, dollars, then please consider it. Yeah, there's always someone worse off than yourself. So yeah, anyway. So this is this is in between 3 a.m. dog walk and actually getting up properly for the day. So I'm watching these videos, and then in the morning I look out, and it looks cloudy, like really cloudy, and it looks like you could have rain. And if you know Spain and rain, that can be an iffy sign. So I'm a little concerned at this point on Friday, but we've got plans. Ismo's coming around and bringing beer later that day. So, priorities. So Ismo comes around, and as he arrives, the forecast says no rain. It looks like rain, but says no rain in the forecast. And 1 hour later, after Ismo's got here, now it says rain in the forecast, but we end up sitting out here in glorious sunshine. But if you remember that, you ever watch my chair destruction video when my friend Ismo came around that time? Well, Ismo came around again. I don't know how well that's going to show, and I can't change to the other camera. But we had another incident with a broken chair. I haven't seen Ismo since. I hope you're alright, Ismo. I hope you're okay, my friend. Oops, I haven't put the phone back on properly. There we go. But yeah, this is what happened, guys. When your supply of chairs comes from the bins, the chairs are there because someone's thrown them away, and they've thrown them away for a reason. So all of my chairs are in danger of collapse one way or another. But this one survived quite a while, and it was the main one. The chair that I've just shown you, the one that's broken on the floor, that's the one that I would normally be sitting in to do this show, to talk to you now. But won't be using that chair again. And now I've got to take that up to the bins myself, which won't be easy with the shape it's in, and taking a dog that's also got broken back legs. Tina's legs are getting worse, collapsing under her all the time now. She can hardly walk into the tent and past the fan and things into the bedroom without slipping, having a leg collapse and having her backside knock stuff over. Not good. But yeah. But the Ismo visit, my friend Ismo coming around, this was because he's leaving in the next week. It looks like he's got an offer of some extra work, so he's going to go back to Finland. Like I said, guys, I'm feeling a little bit lost and lonely. People that have been here through the summer, and whether on and off or in the case of Ismo for the extended period, people are going. Now, as I said, people like Sven, I've got other people arriving, and there are other people that are due to come at the back end of September. So I won't be alone for long. I won't be too alone for too long. Just feels nicer knowing that you've got supportive people here in the country that can help if you need it. Even though I shouldn't need it. But anyway, so this changeable weather on the Friday, like I said, it started cloudy and looked like rain, but the forecast said not. Then the forecast said rain, but me and Ismo sat here in glorious sunshine. But then it got cloudy again, and we started getting rumbles of thunder, especially into the night. And my door's broken, and it started to chuck it down. So, like I said in the opening bit, I had to. So the EcoFlow would be just inside the door normally. I had to move that away, or as much away as I could, while still leaving it connected to the cool box. And the cool box lives outside the tent with the solar panel over it, so that was like a rain shield. So that was okay. But because the cool box is connected to the EcoFlow, there's a limit to how far away I could move the EcoFlow. So I had to move it as far away as I could while still leaving it connected, and then just wrap it in a towel and put a plastic bag, near, over, but not blocking air vents and things. A little bit precarious, but hey, it's thunderstorm in Spain with rain pouring in through your tent, through the door of your tent. You got to do something. Tina, girl. Tina, quiet. Tina, quiet. So yeah, this is my the other thing on Friday night. Friday Night Tights, my favourite programme. Yeah, I saw virtually nothing. Asleep. I don't know. I'm not even sure if I saw the start of it. I woke up in time to see the bonus hour that they now do over on Rumble. So when Friday Night Tights finishes on YouTube, they do an extra hour over on Rumble. So I woke up in time for that. But that was about it. I haven't gone back and watched it yet, but I will. I'll get there in the end. I don't know. So this takes us into Saturday morning, and after all the heavy rain and the winds and things, Tina gets me out at 6 o'clock for the morning dog walk. I've got the usual thing to do. We're going around picking up all of these all of my empty water bottles. I save the water bottles and people take them away from me and fill them sometimes. Or I might go and fill them at the bad water down the way here. But obviously empty bottles and winds, they get blown away. Now I do have a few bits of cords here, and I did have a line and have some tied up at one point, but not so much anymore. So I had a half an hour job of just collecting all of the empty water bottles back up again and stacking them. I'm not going to say neatly, but putting them over here by the tent at least. And this was where Karen was on her way to the airport. Yeah, I can't say why. Family emergency. Had to bring her stay to an abrupt end and head off back to England. But she brought me a bag of food. So basically the things that she had left in the cupboard. Although she goes shopping the night before, the day before, and so she's bringing me a bag that's got all these unopened things. So I think some of it is she buys extra bits for me to bring and drop off. Thank you, Karen. So Karen brings a bag of food. There's a carton of wine, a box wine, and a case of beer, 12-pack of beer. Cold. So that was good. That's the other way to keep cool, guys, on a hot day. Cold drinks. And if it happens to be beer, what can I do? I can't let that cold go to waste. So yeah, I've had a good weekend with cold beer. So yeah, that's about it for the Saturday. It was like I said, it was a cloudy day, a little bit cool at times. I actually last night felt like I might need to get like under a cover on the bed rather than just lying on top of the bed like I've been doing for the past 5 months, maybe 6 months. I haven't actually been inside the bed at all. But there was just a hint last night of it getting a little bit cooler. But I don't know how much of that's psychological, because it's still way above 20 odd degrees at night. 23, 24 degrees still, I think, most nights. But I did just get that little sense of a cool breeze and of it being that little bit cooler. I'm still waiting for that. I'm waiting for a temperature drop that should come any week now. And there'll be a step change in temperatures, and instead of it being 27, 28 and 30 degrees plus through the day, I want it, I want it to kind of peak at about 24, 25 through the day and get below 20 at night. Somewhere nice and comfortable down around 16 or 17 degrees. That's what I'm waiting for. Anyway, that was my Saturday, drinking cold beers, staying cool, and yeah. Now, Saturday night, I made a stupid mistake. I went to watch Scrufdog at 10:05, which is the time he would normally have been on lately, and I saw that he was at. Let me say that again. He wasn't actually going to be doing a live program this week. He pre-recorded something because he's on holiday, I think. But his show wasn't going to be on. His program wasn't going to be on at the normal time. It was going to be on an hour and a half later. And I just didn't think. See, Scrufdog ordinarily in the normal run of things follows on after Big Clive. So Big Clive does his show that I love, and then over to Scrufdog. Scrufdog was on later than normal. Clive's been away at the Edinburgh Tattoo the last month. So seeing Scrufdog late, I should have instantly realised that it's because there's a Big Clive show to watch. Didn't think, did not compute at all. So I sat there waiting for Scrufdog's programme to start, not even realising that there was a Big Clive programme that I was missing. And then for some reason, Scrufdog's programme started, but after half an hour or so, I think I was nodding off. Bella, hello my friend. I'll be wrapping up shortly. So yeah, I messed up my Saturday night, which is like one of my favourite nights for my entertainment with YouTube. I missed Big Clive, and then I fell asleep early on in Scrufdog's show. Now I woke up early in the night and I put Ethan Van Sciver on, and I enjoyed, God, he's really stirring some shit with people, but that's just drama, internet drama. We won't go there, guys, we won't go there. But I was awake most of the night, suffice to say, just dozing on and off with this guy in the background, comic artist Pro Secrets. But I had a lovely surprise this morning. A lovely surprise. We've done all the early morning stuff. We've done the dog walk and solar panels and doors and airflow and but then my friend Tom came around and he brought a breakfast. He'd been out and bought a breakfast, and he'd paid extra to get the large, and divided it in two, and brought me half of the breakfast, and some ketchup and bread for me to make sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches. Fantastic. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, my friend. But yeah. But that's about it, folks. Like I've said a few times, it's been a quiet week. Boring in some ways, as in incident-free. That's not going to carry on, is it? Now that all the holiday makers are away, I will come back to the attention of the authorities. They've left me alone mainly in July and August. I don't expect that to carry on. They'll be back. But I won't be inviting it and causing it. Yeah, the brolly is it's a sombrilla. It's a parasol for the sun. Keep the sun off. Try and keep the sun off my phone, which I failed at actually. But I know it causes the light to. It's not a very good camera on the phone, and I know that flares in and out a little bit. Now, me looking at the picture, I'm just seeing a silhouette of the bottom half of my head. From here, I can't even see. Yeah, from about there downwards, I can see my face. The rest is just all shadow under the brolly. But the only thing I've got upcoming in the next week, folks, apart from just the more just survival, the only thing, and it's just after the next weekend actually, the anniversary of the first TrampCast. I think it was the 10th of September when I checked it the other day, which would put it at Tuesday next, not the one in 2 days time, but a week on Tuesday, I think. 8, 9, 10, that sounds right. I'll double check the dates, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll have to do something to mark it, to mark the occasion. The anniversary of my first live stream. I don't think it was even called TrampCast back then, I'm not sure. Tina's legs are getting worse. Tina's legs are bad still. I think it's something nasty. I think it's a degenerative disease, but I'm not really in a position to do anything. It's just getting worse by the week. Starting to think that she might not have long left, from what I've read of some of these degenerative diseases. Yeah. And we're not exactly mobile. No. We'll keep plodding on. We'll do the best we can with what we've got. But my thank you to Tom, Karen and Ismo for this week's help. But I think that's it, folks, for this week. I haven't got much more to report. Quiet week, boring week, uneventful, I should say, rather than boring. But I'm just waiting for the weather to break. I'm waiting for it to get that little bit cooler. Castor oil. Well, okay, I'll try and source some of that and give that a go. I shall try. I wouldn't know where to get such stuff, but I shall look into it. Okay, folks. I'll try and see if I can show you Tina. Here we go. The phone's working. Although it is hot, I didn't keep the sun off it properly. Tina, go. There she is, just behind the white chair. Hey, babe. Come here, I got treats. Reconnecting. Okay, here she is. Yeah, she can hear the treats. Can I do this without knocking everything over? Unlikely. Here we go, babe. Treats for Tina. Yeah. Okay, folks. YouTube just tried to end the stream for me. but we'll try and do it in the traditional way. From Tina. Are you going to turn back to me now? No. Okay, we'll just have to do it this way. From Tina, and from me, Delta Mike, out. No, it's not letting me end the stream. We're doing well. Okay, folks, bye-bye. Oh, don't reconnect. Now it's reconnecting. Bye-bye.